All right, hello guys, and welcome to Friday Night Magic at Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. As always, I'm Bob Brostrom.
I'm Brent Stearns.
Sound so excited.
Yeah,
Excited for some magic?
I love watching some magic.
I have a new microphone tonight, so hopefully I'll help you guys not have as much background noise here. So Kyle talked to me last week, Brent. He said that he was going to bring Hulk Footsteps.
Awesome.
So I'm excited.
I have zero idea what's going to go
Do you know
on.
why it's called Hulk Footsteps?
Because Bruce Banner came around and
you can see his footsteps. So he uses Protean Hulk.
Oh, right.
So let me pull that up for you here. So this was an infamous card at one point with the card Flash. So you put it into play and then you immediately sacrifice it. You can go get more cards, and then you keep getting your flash back and keep doing it over and over.
Remember that back in the old vintage days.
Yes. So the way this works is with Protean Hulk, he goes and gets a specific number of creatures equals 6. He goes and gets a Viscera Seer. He goes and gets a Mog Fanatic. And I believe there's a 4-drop too. We'll have to go through and see it here. But it allows him to ping that and just basically infinitely cycle the cards.
Yeah. I'm kind of familiar with the combo, but I'm not exactly sure what...
Definitely not a tier 1 deck.
No. A good F&M deck.
Yes. It's exciting to watch. He plays one of my favorite cards in Jace Bryn's Prodigy as well. Because you're trying to get cards into your graveyard.
Yep.
The reason it's called Footsteps is because of Footsteps of the Goryo. I'm sure you're familiar with this one. It's 2 and a black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to play. Sacrifice this creature at end of turn.
Ah. So then...
So this is what you get the...
You want to discard the Hulk.
Yep.
Play it through Footsteps of Goryo. It sacrifices, then you can do the combo, which we hopefully will see.
Do you know what card this is named after? What does this sound like?
Goryo.
No.
Goryo's.
Goryo's Vengeance.
Right, Goryo's Vengeance.
So for Goryo's Vengeance would do a legendary creature.
There's an infamous combo with Goryo's Vengeance and Grizzlebrand.
Yes.
Which has the potential of a turn 1 kill, but it's a kind of fragile deck.
Yes. So pretty much Kyle's deck is a lot of cantrips. It's a lot of like Faithless Lootings, the Serum Visions. He's basically just filtering cards looking for very, very specific cards. So the Revelark is another one for that combo as well. And then that is, I believe, the other enabler. It's like a copy. So it allows him to copy the Protean Hulk.
I'm guessing it's a 0 power creature that Revelark could bring back.
Yes. So humans on the other side just doing what humans does. Kind of just, oh look, you have cards. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah. Well, they play some disruption in like Meddling
Mage. He does
Mage.
play the Meddling Mage, so I mean, if Roger's pretty familiar with, I believe, this deck. So I mean, he's probably, at least probably not like the main combo, but I mean, he kind of knows what's going on.
So Roger is tapping 2. I think I saw a Phantasmal image. I wonder if he's gonna Phantasmal image. Yep, the Militia Bugler. Which is like a great Militia Bugler. This is a fairly new card, recently added to humans, and it's definitely helps it. It's a 2/3 beater, and that can look for things. Most of the creatures in the deck are power 2, so it's looking for things like Thalia's Lieutenant.
Alright, so this is the other card. This is that blue card that was discarded here. We'll pull it up for you guys. Body Double.
Oh.
So 4 and a blue comes into play as a copy of a creature in the graveyard, so it comes into play as that.
Oh, a creature in the graveyard.
Yeah, as that Protean Hulk.
Oh, okay.
So you play, you go get these specific cards, you then sack the Hulk, Body Double copies the Hulk, and then you just keep repeating it over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Viscera Seer, you have a sack outlet. So I know part of it is you have to copy the Revelark.
Yes. And then at the end, You keep getting back the body double, and you get back a Mog Fanatic, and you can just keep doing that over and over and sacking the Mog Fanatic to do 1 damage over and over and over.
Wow.
I pulled up the deck list here just because I was trying to make sure the name of that card.
A very convoluted combo.
Yes. Let's play 1 Mog Fanatic. Yeah, like we said, a lot of cantrips and a lot of draws. So, yep, taking the Meddling Mage. Not that I'm 100% sure Roger would know what to name here. It's kind of a tough one.
Right.
I mean, you would probably want to name the Footsteps, but sometimes you can just cast the Protean Hulk. I mean, it's tough. He's 6 mana.
And again, it's if Roger knows about Footsteps of the Goryo, if you even think about naming that, or if he knows the deck that well.
Aether Bile, not quite as good on turn 4.
No.
as at turn 1. It's not doing much better in your hand.
Reflector Mage is not that good versus this deck either. Unless he had that Vial on 3, it would be a way to disrupt the combo.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, Roger just kind of doing as much damage as he can as fast as possible. Kyle down to 5 here. So we'll see if he's just going to brick and die here, or if he's got... Oh, yep. And he just kind of bricks and dies. So Roger up a game here. Like I said, that's kind of what Humans does. As he said, they do have some interaction, but mostly it is them just trying to kill their opponent.
Yep.
I mean, they get very... That wasn't even... I don't think he had a Values Lieutenant that turn.
No, he just had some small humans that just did a bunch of beatdown.
Yep. Now he's looking through the sideboard like, what do I bring in against this deck? Sin Collector, yeah, not bad. Dismembers... I guess Dismember could kill, like, the Viscera Seer.
Maybe.
Hey, that's my Gaddock. Used to be.
Used to be your Gaddock. Looks like all he's bringing in is a Sin Collector.
I don't know that he has much else. Yeah, that's not going to do much.
When you start playing the combo, it doesn't really use the stack at all,
No.
so you're not playing more spells, so Damping Sphere I don't think does anything.
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess, Board Order Reflector Mage. I mean, Roger's game plan is pretty solid as it is. He's just kind of trying to beat down.
I think with Meddling Mages and the Kitestell Freebooters, and then with this one of Sin Collector, just getting rid of the problem sorceries like the Footsteps of Goryos, or naming things like the Footsteps with Meddling Mage. I think Roger has a pretty good shot here.
Yeah. Not a very good matchup.
That being said, if Roger doesn't have any of those things and Kyle can just do his thing, then he could just run him over by probably as early as turn 3.
Yep. I don't think it plays like Simian Spirit Guides or anything to kind of increase the clock.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't believe it does. He did give me the deck beforehand, and I kind of thumbed through a little bit, but I didn't get to see kind of the full deck. I did see Jace Friend Prodigy, though, which made me very happy.
Well, yeah, like you're saying, it's a discard outlet, and then on the flip side, it can return that key card, the namesake card.
I mean, has there been a bad Jace?
The pirate one in the newest.
Okay,
set.
that's fair. The Castaway, Jace, like Cunning Castaway, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's draw a card and then discard a card, and if there are 5 or more cards in the graveyard, you can flip him. And then he has like kind of the Snapcaster outlet on the other side of his card here. Pretty much, you just want to use him for that discard, though.
Yeah. Merfolk Looter.
Yep. Now, interestingly, you can have a Jace Vryn's Prodigy and the flip Jace out at the same time.
They are different Jaces.
Yes. You just don't want to flip the other one.
Yeah, the 0/2 that is very bad at blocking and can't attack is not really good to have out there, but it is a good backup if, let's say, Roger were to kill the
and it's not a May
flip
ability.
Jace. It is not a May ability to flip.
Yep. So, I think he only plays 2 copies, though. Now, where do you sit? I noticed, Roger just cutting the deck there. Where do you sit on the cutting your opponent's deck? Do you cut it every time they present it, or do you just kind of like, there's a certain point when you stop?
I try to cut it. I mean, it also depends. On F&M, I'll try to cut it once in a while, depending on how I feel. At a real-time event, I always am going to try to shuffle my opponent's library when they present it, just to make sure it's well shuffled.
You don't want them cheating, stacking their deck.
Yeah.
I would be impressed, though, if people could do that. I mean, I'm sure there are people who can, but like in that short amount of time, being able to stack your deck, I'd be very impressed.
There's been people who've been caught on camera on things like SVG or even the Magic Official One, where you don't see it, but when people watch the replays, they can tell the way that they're shuffling that like
they see a certain card.
Yeah,
and
then when you shuffle, you don't shuffle it like a deck of cards. Normally, you do the weird I don't even know how you call it, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And so a lot of times you can keep the top card up there, just if you shuffle correctly. Then you can keep the top 2, you can keep the top 3. And so you can always get the card or cards that you need if your opponent doesn't shuffle or cut the deck.
He does play Simian Spirit Guide here, so I see one in his hand here. So we have a freebooter taking an Abrade, it looks like.
Okay.
Alright, so Kyle untaps here. So now just a footsteps away here, because he does have that Simian Spirit Guide.
Yep.
Yep, bottoms both. So I feel like you're just digging for that footsteps. Did draw a Jace Friend's Prodigy here.
Oh.
That is the checklist card.
Okay.
In his hand.
Very nice.
So I think we're going to see that the pre-Planeswalker Jace, the young Jace.
The young.
I think it always reminds me that there's like a bone on his shoulder or something. I think it's a piece of wood. Could be like a cane. I don't know. Let's pull that back up here. Nope. I clicked the wrong thing, Brent.
Way to go.
There we go.
Wrong button. The Elvish Hunter.
That's not the right one. There we go. We are professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
He looks like a stick.
Looks like a shotgun.
I don't think that would fit.
I think Jason's probably
the lore.
It's probably a hunter.
The lore, even if he was.
Oh man.
It does kind of look like a shotgun, though.
It does look like a shotgun.
That just reminds me of like Ash from Evil Dead.
Yes.
Little Bruce Campbell, Bruce Campbell, Mind Sculptor.
Jace Campbell, Mind Sculptor. Evil Prodigy.
So a shout out to Michael Peterson, if you're watching this on YouTube later.
Hi, Mike.
So Roger has a few humans in his hand, but none of the really powerful ones. Ooh, there's the Meddling Mage.
Probably naming Footsteps of the Goryo.
If he knows the card.
He also could just name any of the cards that he knows in the hand. Like maybe Viscera Seer would be a good name.
So an attack for 2, 3, for 7, I believe.
Yeah, Mantis Rider is pretty big clock. Pretty fast clock.
Alright, so here we go. We'll find out what he named here. Cast the old Simian Spirit Guide to block. Problem is he's going to lose his Gemstone Mine.
That's right.
Yep, here's the loot. Discards the body double. There's the footsteps, so he did not name footsteps.
It's not a very well-known deck, so
No,
it doesn't
No,
surprise me
I
that
am not
Roger
surprised
wouldn't
by
name
that.
it.
So he gets back the Hulk here. Yep, so he's going to show up for the camera here. He's going to explain the combo to us here. So he's going to sack the Hulk. Hulk is going to go through and get... You can get up to 6 power of creatures here.
Okay.
Or 6 casting cost.
Right.
So he goes and gets a body double for 5 and a Viscera Seer.
That happens to be 6.
Yes. So now the Viscera Seer will copy the Protean Hulk.
the body double.
Or yes,
Copy.
yes.
And so now he's going to sack to the Viscera Seer.
Yep.
The Scry 1, which is irrelevant.
Yep.
Because he's going to be looking for...
Yep, so now this time he goes to get Mog Fanatic and a Revelark.
Oh, boy.
So now the Revelark lets him get back the
When
body
it dies.
Yes.
Yep.
So now he's going to sack it to do 1 damage.
Yep.
And then he's going to sack the Revelark to the Viscera Seer, and now he's going to just repeat.
Yep, it brings back the
Body
body
double.
double, and the
Mog Fanatic.
body double copies the Viscera Seer.
Yep.
Or rather, the
Well, it copies the Revelark.
Revelark, yeah.
Yeah. So then he gets to bring back 2, copies again, bring it back, copy. Yep, copy the Revelark. And then he just keeps pinging you for 1 over and over and over and over.
Yep.
Yes. So you hear Kyle there, he's like, that's the one you should have named.
Yep.
So yes, 100%. I mean, obviously, Roger did not know that.
Yeah.
Probably named Protean Hulk.
Probably. He knew about the Viscera Seer.
Yep.
Might have named that.
Yep. That's one of the advantages of playing a deck like this, though, is you do catch people off guard
Yep.
quite a bit. Most likely, he's probably going to name that card.
Yes.
next time on the.
He now knows what
Yep.
Meddling Mage is
So we're
going
going to
after.
go to game number 3 here. With 1 win apiece. Now he's looking back at his sideboard. I still don't think he has anything else, though.
And now that he knows what's going on, he might change his plan a bit.
I don't know that
but
gut
I don't
shot
think...
does anything. He's kind of looking at that gut
Yeah.
shot. Doesn't really do anything. There is an argument for. Oh, I was gonna say there's an argument for a card like Dismember, but even that, like you can't really break up the combo. I guess you could kill the Viscera Seer.
Right. You could bring in the gut shot, kill the Viscera Seer. I'm not sure if there's a way that if the Viscera Seer dies mid-combat, if he can bring it
This
back,
is
but he
interesting,
might.
though. This is interesting. He brought in the Auriok Champion.
Okay.
It says whenever a creature comes into play,
You gain a
you
life.
gain a life.
Hmm.
Now, correct me if I am wrong, because it happens quite often. That would technically stop the combo.
Technically. Now, does Mog Fanatic do 1 damage to a...
It's pro red though, the champion.
Oh, it is,
Yes.
isn't it? Oh,
Let's
shoot,
pull that
you're
up here
right.
for you guys.
I forgot.
So he's double white for a 1/1 pro red, pro black. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield,
Yep, from anywhere.
yes, you gain a life. So I believe this would stop the combo.
I think so.
Because you'd have two creatures entering at least
Yep.
every turn. So you'd be up to taking 1, even if it was just 1-to-1 trade.
It would still just, yeah, it'd still be a
Yeah, so
parity.
I feel like that's a good card here.
I don't think I ever would have thought of that, but
No, I'm
Roger has been playing humans for a while. He knows how the deck works. He knows interactions like that. And
Yep. So the cards he's looking for here is he's looking for that Meddling Mage.
Yep.
Naming Footsteps of the Goryo as fast as possible.
Yep.
And then I would cast that Auriok Champion. I mean, it forces Kyle to have either a sweeper or a removal spell, but I'm pretty sure all his removal is red or black.
Yeah, I saw that one of
Be a
them
Brave.
one was a Brave, another one was a Lightning Axe, which
Yep.
is red.
Yeah. So I don't think he can win with that Auriok Champion out.
Unless, like you said, he runs a sweeper in his deck.
Well, even if it's a sweeper, it's a red sweeper. Like Anger of the Gods would not kill it.
Well,
A
Kyle
card
just has to hope.
A card like Flame Tendrils, I think, would kill it.
Flying Tendrils is colorless.
I think that's the card I'm thinking of. Yep, Devoid. Like, I don't know that this is a card he's playing, but I'm just trying to think of cards that he could be playing. So it's kind of the Black Anger, the -2/-2. Like Echoing Decay would be another one. Probably not playing it, but it's a kind of. Trying to think of cards that would put the -2, not a targeted effect.
Yeah.
So Cavern, probably naming humans, not squirrels.
There are times that it names Illusion,
Yes.
but it's probably naming humans.
Yep. So there's the Faithless Looting.
Kyle without a 1-drop, and I think I do see an Auriok Champion in his hand, so it's a good keep.
Yep. Discarding. Is that a Aether Hub?
I think that's an Aether Hub, yes.
I like it. Alright, so let's see here. Human. Thalia. Thalia is
okay.
also good against this deck.
Slows it down.
Yes.
Most
Makes
of the
him
deck
pay
is
2 for his
Yeah.
Faithless Lootings and his Serum Visions. Footsteps cost 1 more.
the fact that cantrips cost 1 more is
Yep.
usually a big hindrance.
There's the champ.
Oh boy. I don't think Kyle's too happy about that one.
Yeah, I think he kind of came to that same conclusion that we all did here.
Yep.
Is that it's a real tough one. I do like that he has the original art, though. I like the art on that much better.
Yeah.
Both players kind of realizing this is a good card against you.
Yes.
So he's looking at it sideways. Can I beat that card?
Uh-oh.
Don't scoop, Kyle. Play from the heart.
No, he knows.
Oh.
He knows. He knows the writing's on the wall. The old Auric champion scoop.
Yep. All right. All right, so that was our first round here from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. I got to see a pretty cool new deck, Brent.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Footsteps deck? I mean, other than losing to Auric champion.
It's very, very fringe. As you can see that it can lose to something innocuous like
Is it something
Auric
you would
champion.
play?
No.
No, it's not in the Brent wheelhouse.
I don't think so.
It's
I
not
play
a
some
combo.
janky decks.
It's not a
but
combo for you?
I don't think that's a combo for me.
All right. Well, we're going to see if we can get a game moved over for you guys. Otherwise, we'll be back for round number 2. All right, so here we are back for round number 2 from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. Affectionately known as the pizza round.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite round.
So we have some Merfolk against some Harden Scales, or Harden Steel, Harden Affinity, however you want to call it. It's kind of the new kid on the block.
The new hotness. It's Affinity plus.
It's kind of a like a cross between an Affinity and just like a beat down value deck.
Yeah.
It's similar to the old like modular from Dark Steel.
Yeah.
Plays one of my favorite 1-drops in let me pull it up here. The old workhorse. Arcbound Worker.
Yes.
This guy is a boss in this deck. He can be a 1-mana 2/2 with the Harden Scales up. So let's pull that Harden Scales up here for you. This is kind of the engine of the card, or of the deck here. So it's a 1 green enchantment from Khans of Tarkir. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, you put that many +1/+1/+1 counters on
Yes.
it. That's not wordy at all.
No, it's not.
Basically, it's just saying anytime you would put a +1/+1 counter on it, you get an additional one. It's not double.
No, it's not double. But everything in this deck only adds 1, so it essentially is double.
Yep.
So like
I
the
mean,
Arcbound
there's
Worker would come into play with 2 counters.
Your Walking Ballistas and your Hangerback Walkers could get 3 +1/+1
Sure,
counters
yeah.
or 4, but typically it's just 1.
Yeah.
So this deck can go really wide with the Thopters, or it can just go really big with a Inkmoth Nexus.
Yep.
Throw all the counters on it, swing for 10 poison. It also plays a kind of a grindy element in the animation module. Is that a card you're familiar with, Brent?
Can't say I am.
All right, let's pull it up here. So, animation module. It's a 1-mana artifact. It is whenever a 1 or more +1/+1 counters are placed on a permanent, you can pay 1 colorless. If you do, you create a 1/1 colorless servo.
No.
The other initial part of this is 3 and tap. Choose a counter on target permanent or player, and add 1.
So
You can do it with poison counters as well.
Yep.
So he did have I believe it is a automaton of some kind. Basically, it's when it dies, it puts a +1/+1 counter. It's 1 mana for a 1/1. When it dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control.
Okay. And he has the turn 2
Steel Overseer.
Steel
It's
Overseer.
just a house in this deck if you
Yes.
can get out the Harden Scales.
I mean, he's already good by himself.
So Travis with just 1 land and a Aether Vial here, it looks like. Plays a Welding Jar. Ancient Stirrings, the card that was a few weeks ago, that hot debate of the band, being on the bandwagon. Where do you sit on that as far as Ancient Stirrings needing or not needing to be banned?
Oh. Gary doesn't pay the 2 for Spell Pierce, which is very odd. But I feel that in the decks that it's good in, it's really good in. There's an argument same argument with Mox Opal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good card unless you put it in the right deck.
Yep.
Then the card is just broken and amazing.
I don't feel like the card needs to be banned.
No.
I totally agree with what you're saying. I think it is a powerful card, but I mean that's modern.
Yeah.
That's you play powerful cards.
Yes.
It's not like an integral piece of a combo. It's not breaking the format. Alright, so going to combat here. So Travis still on 1 land. Gary,
Does have 2 counters on that Aether
Yep.
Vial.
bring in a Silvergill Adept, I think. I think that's a promo of it.
We'll see if he
Yep,
draws a
draws
card.
back.
Yes,
Yep.
he does. All right.
With this deck doing what it does, and it's got, I mean, you can definitely pull a counter off the Walking Ballista here. Yep, so he's just going to move him. Yep. I would almost let the Ballista be bounced here, if I'm him.
It looks like
Yep.
he is. I think
Yeah.
he did 1 damage
Yep.
to Travis.
One to
damage
the, I think that's the card's better in your hand,
Yeah.
because you can always just reset it.
Makes me wonder if Travis drew it after the Silvergill Adept, because I would think you'd want to bounce it first.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he replays it here for 1 again. So then with that Steel Overseer, so he's got a 3/3, 2 3/3s, 3 3/3s. And the Walking Ballista right now. So he has 9 damage and then 10 with the Walking Ballista.
I believe the bottom guy is a 3/3, but the guy under
Oh, yep, the Worker's a 2/2.
Worker is a 2/2.
Yep,
Is
right.
a 0/0.
I forget that he starts as a 0/0.
Comes into play with 1 counter.
Yep. Got the attack here. Interested, he did not attack with the Blink Moth Nexus. He would have been lethal if he would have attacked with the Blink Moth here. So 4, 7, 9, 11 there, and then shoots him. Yeah, it would have been lethal. Exactly.
Well,
I think he's got the game anyways. But yep, plays the Hangerback Walker for 2. Being very conservative with his. I would just rip that for 2.
Yeah.
Instead of 1.
This has got another play here.
I would also have played it before I used my champion.
Right.
Or before I used
before you use the
Overseer. But
right.
it doesn't matter either way.
Right.
Your Merfolk player is stuck on 1 land. Oh, he drew a 2nd land. And Travis's curse of being on camera is striking again. We apologize, Travis.
Sorry, Travis.
Alright, so going to the sideboard here, so Travis can bring in as much artifact hate as he can here.
I think with both decks being very linear, I think the Harden Scale deck is just better at being linear than Travis's.
It can go wide better than the Merfolk deck
Right,
can.
yeah.
Especially with those Thopters.
Yes.
There's one thing Merfolk does not have.
Flyers.
Flying. I mean, it has Kira's out of the sideboard. Kira, Great
Right.
Glass Spinner.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that card does, Brent?
A creature you control would be targeted with spell or ability. Counter it. The first one.
Good job. We're going to pull it up here for the people at home. Yep, 1 and 2 blue. Flying for a 2/2. They actually printed a Merfolk that does the same thing. Similar thing.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but
Neither do
I know it was printed. Bryson was playing it in his deck a few weeks ago. But yeah, like the card is really, really good in like your Jund or your like 1-for-1 removal matchups.
Right.
Not so much in this matchup.
I don't think so. We would counter 1 tick off the Walking Ballista, but I don't think that's where Travis wants to go this game.
No.
Just wants to go.
Yeah, I think the Harden Scales deck
wide
can
and
just
as fast as he can.
Yeah, the Harden Scales deck I think can just like you said, just go wider than the Merfolk deck.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I mean, there are draws that Travis can have that are just explosive and are just going to run Gary over. But it needs to be a specific number of cards.
Right.
In fact, that the cards in Gary's deck are very good at blocking.
Yeah.
What Travis needs to do though is make sure he cannot block.
Yeah, it definitely wants to.
The problem is
keep
though,
in the
spreading
seeds.
The problem is though taking that turn off to play the spreading
right.
seeds.
You pay your 2 mana to stop to make a.
I mean, with an
land
Aether
blue.
Vial, if you have that turn 1 Aether Vial, I feel like then he has a chance. Turn 1 Aether Vial, he makes his land drops. He can Spreading Seas on 2 and then put a creature into play with the Aether Vial.
Right.
Untap, he has 3 lands and an Aether Vial on 2.
Yeah, although by the time Gary usually is already gonna have 3 or 4 creatures by that time, so
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
it's gonna be rough. Not gonna sugarcoat it here. I'm just trying to think of a scenario where he could win this game.
Yeah.
There are always bad draws from Gary's side too.
Yep.
Mulligans are a thing. I just feel like this deck is very favored over like a traditional affinity deck.
Yeah.
The traditional affinity kind of is they're all in on like 1 or 2 creatures.
Yeah.
And Merfolk can definitely handle that a lot better.
Yeah, this one definitely, like you said, goes pretty wide.
It goes wide from a lot of angles
Yeah.
too. It has that where it can just throw everything on the Inkmoth Nexus. It can get the animation module and grind you out. It can just make a ton of Thopters.
Or it can just kill you with Walking Ballista.
Yep. So let's see if Gary keeps the 7 here. Oh, and looks like I was gonna say if he mulligans here, I feel like Travis's chances go up.
Yes.
But so looks like at least 1 Lord of Atlantis in Travis's hand here, and a Mutavault. So looking at the hand here. Island into. All right, that's a good start.
Curse
That's a good
Catcher,
start.
it's a creature.
Not many instants of sorceries in the deck.
Not really.
Is it just an instant or sorcery?
I believe so.
Doesn't it like enchantment? So if you've had a hard term of Hardened Scales.
No, I believe it's just instant or sorcery.
Let's just pull it up here and check. Yeah, counter target instant or sorcery spell unless they pay 1. So yeah, not going to hit the Harden scales, which Gary did have on turn 1.
Oh, he does have the turn 1 Harden. This is where the deck shines.
Yeah. Merfolk not known for their enchantment removal either.
No. He may play some copies of Echoing Truth, but that just stops it for a turn.
Yep. So, yep, an attack here for 2. So Travis has a good start here.
Yep.
I feel like Gary's, this turn, any card that he plays is +1.
Correct.
So like a Hangerback Walker would be really strong here. Ballista for 2 is also very good.
Yes.
Travis has the start he needs here, though.
Yeah.
He can have another Lord here. Problem is Gary can kill the creatures in response to this Lord here.
Right.
See if he notices that. I mean, he does lose his Walking Ballista, though.
I think that'd be a good trade, though, to trade a Walking Ballista for a Lord.
Yep. It's basic Forest. So that is a 1 of in his deck here. So it's a Mirror Regery. So let's see if Gary has any responses here. Does not look like it. So now all the Merfolk are now out of reach.
At least for now.
From the Walking Ballista for this.
Yep.
What would you, now let's ask you here. Would you have pinged the? I feel like I would have pinged the Lord of Atlantis. What would you? What side are you on here?
So it
obviously
really
don't know the cards in Gary's hand.
Yeah, exactly. It depends. If Gary has a Arcbound Ravager in hand, he wants to keep that Ballista alive.
Yep.
Or
Overseer's
or
good
has
too.
an Overseer. He
I mean,
wants to keep it
Overseer's
alive
still
as
going to
possible.
buy him a turn. He still has wait a turn.
Correct.
Now, when I was goldfishing in this deck, that was where I always had a hard time. Was I always wanted to play the Overseer on 2, and then play my X spell, my +1 guy on 3.
Yeah.
Because then the Overseer works, you know. Alright, so we have a Spreading Seas, so that's that Island Walk here, so unblockable now.
Yeah.
This is the start we talked about.
Yeah.
So that's 9 damage coming through here. Puts him down to 7.
And
So
yeah,
Gary's dead next turn.
I don't believe he can kill any of them now.
Nope.
They're all 3/3s.
Yep. So yeah, he may get there. That's the start we talked about, though.
Yeah.
He definitely needed that Spreading Seas, and he has the Mood Vault too next turn. So
Okay.
Gary can kill the Lord of Atlantis here, though, with the Steel Overseer. That is a Throne of Geth. Pull that up here. So Throne of Geth is a 2-mana artifact. You can tap and sacrifice an artifact to proliferate. So increase the number of +1/+1 counters on all creatures and all players. So,
Any number of counters.
Counters
so not
and
just,
or players, yes.
And or players. So that with the Arcbound the Steel Overseer.
Yep.
He can make the Ballista a 6/6, I believe.
Yes.
And could almost wipe the board.
Yep. Steel Sabotage.
Woo! What are we doing here now, Travis?
Steel Sabotage destroys an artifact and I think counters an artifact spell. So it's a choose 1. Did not see this coming, but on the wrong side here. My apologies. We're gonna pull it up on Gary's side because I pulled it up here. So 1 blue, choose 1 counter target artifact spell or return target artifact to his owner's hand. So not a no like I thought, but still very, very good.
Yeah.
So he did kill the Lord in response. So wow, yeah.
Huh.
Did some work here, but now he's got Gary at 6. Gonna animate. I think you just jam. Yeah. And you're gonna lose the creature. But he's gonna take potentially 5, possibly 6 here. So he's gonna go to 1. Yep. Goes to 1 here. And his only land taps would deal damage to him while it makes green mana.
The green is not really in this deck.
No.
You just need the colorless sources, really.
So Ballista for 2 here.
Yep. But again, Steel Overseer can make it a 4.
So now, interestingly enough here, Vapor Snag kills Gary.
It really does.
So Travis just Vapor Snags a creature. Gary dies because he's at 1 life. That worker's getting big.
Hope he realizes that Steel Overseer is also an artifact creature.
I don't believe he is putting the counters on the Steel Overseer itself. So that's the animation module. Yes, the Steel Overseer puts counters on all creatures.
All artifact creatures.
Yes. Alright, the big punch.
Boy, things can get very, very scary. If he puts tokens on him, he can pay one to
Did
put
he
a
draw
1/1
it?
into
Did
play.
he draw it?
Paper snag, there it is.
For the win!
No, let's see if Gary sacrifices it, though, to the Geth. Throne of Geth, he does. No! Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he's putting the counters on the Walking Ballista. From the... Wow.
Travis is at 10 life, and I think that's 10 damage. But I think he changed his mind.
He's explaining it to him here.
Okay.
So in response to the Vapor Snag,
Yep.
he is going to sack, move the counters over there, and shoot him for 10 damage.
It'd actually be more than 10.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because
Talk about...
he would get the 6, but then he would also...
Plus
it would be
one.
+1, so he'd get 7. Then
He
it's
gets
also
proliferate.
proliferate, so they'd be 8 tokens. Walking Ballista was a 12-12.
So,
Holy smokes.
I mean, he could have just, like you said, just sacked that either way. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Gary got there. He kind of ran through the field instead of taking the road.
This deck is pretty amazing that he kept... Like, he would always forget the token on the +1/+1 token on the Overseer, or, you know, a couple times.
Yep.
I think he could proliferate. It doesn't matter.
No.
The deck just
The
like...
deck
just,
is powerful. It's
yeah.
like a cannon.
That's crazy.
So, Travis, we apologize again.
What was that, 6 now? Lost on camera?
I think 4.
4?
I
Okay.
think it's 4.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna. That was pretty quick. So we're gonna see if we can move another game here over for you guys. So yeah, I'll be right back here. All right, so you're able to get a game mood over here for you guys. So it's game 3 with some Titan Shift against Mono Blue Tron. So Titan Shift on the right here and Mono Blue Tron on the left. Brent is updating our names here, so we apologize for the delay.
Trying to.
Pizza also came, so we had to make sure we got that.
Absolutely, that was number 1.
You know what? You could be enjoying the pizza as well if you come join us on Friday nights, Brent.
Absolutely.
Well, you are enjoying it, but other people could as well.
Heroes welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin.
USA.
Northern Hemisphere.
So I feel like there's going to be a little bit of interaction here with the... Oh, he's got the Remand. So he's going to have a few counter spells with the Tron, but mostly it's just Tyler counting to 20.
Yep.
So Tron...
By 3.
Into a Ballista for 4, it looks like. So now the Mono Blue Tron deck does a lot different things with its Tron than like your traditional Tron deck does.
Yeah, it plays a lot more counter spells.
It plays like a lot bigger. It'll play like some tutors to go get like your Platinum Angel, Sundering Titan, things like that. Doesn't play like your Karns and Ugins and things like that.
Normally,
they'll sometimes play like 1 or 2 copies of it, but it's also not as affected by like Blood Moon or like the Dampening Sphere here, because it can actually just hardcast cards. And then, yeah, getting that Ballista on 4 right off the bat there's pretty good. Sorry guys, just trying to get the border set up there for you. So he has the Sakura Trivelder onto good old Steven.
Steve, yep.
Steve, probably just going to be on the old block and sack plan here. He's go get a land, gain 4 life. Now, would you be worth just pinging it to get the extra damage through?
Probably.
I mean, that's what I would do, I feel like. So 6 mana. Worm Coil. Like I said, this is the deck where it can play around the Dampening Sphere and the Blood Moons and things like that a lot easier than like the Green Tron or your Red-Green Tron or even Eldrazi Tron. I mean, Eldrazi Tron can kind of play around a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyler at 4 lands here, 5 with that. So I mean, he still kind of dodge a counterspell here, but can definitely still. So interesting. I'll see if he remembers here his tax for the sphere.
Oh yeah.
Because he did cast the Search for Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the tax is now +1.
Yep. So whatever he plays, he hopefully remembers to pay the +1.
Yep. Kind of an interesting interaction with the sphere here.
Yeah.
Did not.
Oh, he did.
Did pay them. Okay, there we go. There we go. Good job, Tyler. I probably would not have caught that, like playing on that side of the table myself.
Right. Well, you're usually thinking that you're using Damping Sphere as the mana tax, or the mana, the Tron.
The mana
Tron
reducer
hater.
for the Tron,
yeah.
yes.
But you a lot of times forget about the taxing of spells as well.
Yep. Swing for 9 here.
9,
yep.
Yeah.
Puts him down to 7. It's going to put him up to 25 here. And he's going to...
All right.
And he got her.
Yeah, he pumped up the Ballista twice, which was put him down to 5, and then he could just ping him for 5.
Yep. Ooh, and there was the Alpine Moon off the top coming here.
Oh, boy.
Would have helped quite a bit there. But if he still already had out the sphere... They said that's the thing about Blue Tron, is it can play kind of a fair game.
Yeah.
Whereas your other Tron, it's all about the big mana.
Right.
They have the Thirst for Knowledges, they have the Condescends, the Remands, the like treasure mages, things like that, where it can kind of gunk the board early, and then late game, even if it has to hard cast those 7 and 8 drops, 6 drops, it's okay with that.
Right. It has enough blockers until then.
Yep. So he did have the scape shift. I just feel like he was just a turn, well, probably 2 turns short at this point, because of the fact he has to pay for the sphere that turn. So yeah, if he could play the Steve, go get the land.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of hurting him more than hurting the Tron player
Yeah.
there. I mean, it definitely, we don't know what kind of shenanigans Andrew could have done with that much
Right,
mana.
if he had more mana out, yep.
But yeah, I think that's a Sundering Titan he's showing him there. Alright, so we're going to pull it back to the booth. The booth. Brent, we're going to call it the booth.
The closet?
The closet. So here we go, guys. Some delicious Copper's Pizza. You guys could be enjoying that as well. Come join us on Friday nights. Brent and I actually have extra decks. If you guys would like to come down, see you want to watch the stream, and you're like, you know what, I can't afford a modern deck, but I really want to come play. I play standard. Come on down. Like, we have decks ranging from like Burn, which is pretty easy to play, all the way up to like Blue White Miracles.
Yep, we have.
So, or if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to try this deck, let us know. Put the post up on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. We're usually pretty active on there. If you're like, hey guys, I really want to try out Mono Green Tron. I want to try out Hollow One. I really want to try out this. Like, we can make a large variety of decks.
Yeah.
We just want to get players down here. We want to hang out. We want to have a good time. It's a really good group. So yeah, if you guys are ever interested, just let us know. Otherwise, we're going to go enjoy some pizza, and we'll see you guys for the next round. right, so we have some Dredge versus Hollow One. Should be interesting. Not a lot of interaction between the two decks.
No.
What is that? What is the one red card? Burning Inquiry.
Burning Inquiry.
Would be very interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he plays Burning Inquiry, because both decks want cards in the graveyard.
Also, he can dredge each instant of draw.
That's true.
Off the Burning Inquiry.
So, I don't think that Julian Curtis wants to play the Burning Inquiry after turn 1.
No. Should be pretty interesting here. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I don't know which one is better here.
You know, I don't know either. I think it's just whoever's going to be faster.
What is that card?
That is a Shrieking something. It's an artifact, a...
Shriekhorn.
Shriekhorn. Yes.
Good thing you knew what that was. I guess I've... As soon as you said that, I've heard that some of them have been playing that. Good old Shriekhorn. Modern staple.
Well, it's pretty good in this deck.
Enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters. Remove a charge counter from Shriekhorn. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into the graveyard. So kind of another way to interact, get that mill going into the graveyard.
Yep. Dredge
I have seen
wants
some of the
cards.
earlier iterations of Dredge, yes.
Yeah. Dredge definitely wants cards in the graveyard, and this is one of their enablers of putting cards in the graveyard. You don't get to choose the cards, like Faithless Looting, but still most of the cards you want in there.
Discarding that Burning Inquiry.
Probably a good idea. Not a matchup I've seen that often. Because of Hollow One and the Bridge Find, that Dredge has kind of fallen out of favor recently, so kind of interesting how this will go. Interested to see how this will go.
Sweet Sassy Tassy.
Sweet Sassy Tassy. Faithless Looting is still good. It's still good after all these years. Yeah, being able to play that turn 2 Tassiger, already having a Bloodghast out.
And he's found his Dredger. He has 2 in the graveyard here. And 5. So he has that Prize Amalgam. No Bloodghast. No, 1 Bloodghast here. So he will get the Prize Amalgam back here if he has a land drop.
Looks like he has a couple lands in hand.
I feel like Dredge wants 3 lands, and then after that, they don't really care.
Pretty much.
Like, you can get a Stomping Ground, a Mountain, and like a Blood Crypt, you're good.
It really helps the Life from the Loam helps the deck a lot. So even if you just have Stomping Ground and 1 other land, you'll
Dredge
almost
here,
always find your last land.
Dredge here going full ham here with the Cathartic Reunion.
Oh jeez.
So he discarded 2 cards, 2 dredgers. Now he's dredging all 3. And I think he hit a Scourge Devils. The one that he can bring back and give them all +1. Another Narcomoeba. Only 1 Amalgam, though. No, 2 Amalgams. All right, so he has that Scourge Devils next turn. So I think he has lethal next turn here, depending on what the depending on what the Hollow One deck here can do.
It's pretty crazy how Julian passed the turn with Tasker and a Bloodghast, and Ryan had nothing out in play. Now Ryan's fully up ahead on his turn.
Yep. That's what the Dredge deck does, though. Yep. And Julian's like, nope, I can't win this. So.
All right.
So yeah, he's the Scourge Devil, or he can Conflagrate. So pretty over there. I mean, that's what Dredge does right there.
Yep, Dredge doing what Dredge does.
I mean, if you can resolve that Cathartic Reunion, it's pretty good. So now, both players typically have Leyline of the Void in the sideboard. Now, in a fair game, where you're casting creatures, which deck do you like better? Like, say both players start with a Leyline.
Hollow One. Mostly for the fact that their Hollow One, they can still play it on turn 1, even through a Leyline.
Yep.
They have cheaper-ish creature. They have creatures like the 1/2 with Menace.
Yep.
That whenever you discard a card, that doesn't matter what's in the graveyard. It's just how many cards you discarded. Still adds
Flamewake
to it.
Phoenix is just being a 3-mana 2/2.
Yeah, 3-mana 2/2 with haste is still pretty good.
Bloodghast is a 2/1.
Yep.
And yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Now, Dredge does play creatures like Golgari Thug, but they're like Golgari Thug is a 1/1.
Stinkweed Imp.
Stinkweed Imp is
a 1/2 flyer with the original Death Touch.
Yes.
Touch before Death Touch was a thing.
Not quite Death Touch, but it kills a creature. But yeah, his creatures are just his fair creatures are just not as good.
I would agree. So I believe Julian brought in the ley lines. Interested to see if Ryan has ley lines. I mean, that's kind of typically what they play. He may not. I mean, ley line is an expensive card, so not everyone's going to have them.
Yeah.
I never realized that. We picked ours up a long time ago. Well, they're like $30-$40. So.
They kind of, because of things like Hollow 1 and Dredge, they definitely went up in price. Before when Grave decks for Fringe, it wasn't really a card you'd use.
When Golgari Grave Troll got unbanned, I think was Dredge picked up, and then they printed Prized Amalgam. I think was like the final piece that it needed, because like Golgari Grave Troll came off the ban list, and they're just like, oh, okay, well this card's okay, and then they printed the Prized Amalgam, and they're like, this card's just bonkers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to see the deck survived it though.
Right.
Like when you look at like Infect. They banned a card that wasn't even an Infect card, and the decks just fell apart and fell off the radar.
It's still a deck, but it's not. It's still like.
I mean, it went from like
Dredge,
tier 0 to like tier 2.
Yeah, like Dredge is still playable without Golgari, Grave Troll, and Infect not having their free draw, their free information.
The information is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's the fact that. It was so nice knowing, like, all right, well, they don't have a removal spell, I can go for it.
You just go all in, yeah.
And even playing, like, I know sometimes players play, like, Peak or things like that. Having to pay that mana is hard when you're trying to kill in one turn.
Right. Your deck is running on 2 mana, using one of your precious mana sources to look at their hand isn't worth it.
Nope.
See if he has the Faithless Suiting or if he has, he's going to go with the gamble.
I feel like if I were him, I would board those out.
He probably was better call.
Now, no player had a ley line here.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I mean, the Hollow 1 deck. Nope. So the Faithless Looting. Hollow 1 deck can have some busted draws here with those turn 1, and it's always kind of the fact that with your Burning Inquiry, you kind of are like him deterrocking your opponent.
Kind of.
I know you had a tournament where you were playing a mirror, and your opponent did that and made you discard all of your lands.
Yeah, I believe I had an opener with 2 lands. It was a decent hand, and I discarded both of them and didn't draw another land for 3 turns.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a fringe play, but I mean, it's definitely a play where you just win the game.
I mean, sometimes you just win the game by you win the game by them discarding other lands.
Yep.
You're going to see a Faithless Looting from Ryan as well?
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Now, this is another card that's on people's radar, as I've heard discussions of this card needing to be banned. I feel like this card is worse than Ancient Stirrings, and I don't think Ancient Stirrings needs to be banned.
Right. It's like I said, it's good in the decks that it's good in, but sometimes it's not even card parity. You're losing a card, and it's card selection, but you're never gaining cards.
Yep. So now here's a question for you, Brent. If you had to ban one card in Modern...
If I had to ban...
If you had to ban one card in Modern, what would it be?
Urza's Tower.
Urza's Tower?
I don't like
You'd
the
pick
Tron.
a random Tron... I mean,
well,
I guess if you're going to ban a Tron land, you would ban the Tower.
You would ban the Tower. I think Tron is just too...
I mean, you might as well throw all 3 Tron lands on there.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, exactly. But I don't think, especially like Green Tron is just so... Turn 3 Karn isn't what Modern's supposed to be about.
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree. That's an interesting choice. My first reaction...
Extirpate.
Woo! Targeting the Prized Amalgam? Yes.
That's a good one.
My first reaction upon asking myself that question, I don't like it. I don't think it needs to be done. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Mox Opal.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. One, the price of Mox Opal is ridiculous.
Well, it's a card that they haven't, I don't think... I think it had one reprint.
It had one reprint in Modern Master, the original Modern
in
Master.
the original Modern Master.
The second one is the fact that it does enable some very broken things.
Yes.
And it speeds up your turns. Like I said, I don't like it, but if I had to pick a card, that would be the card I would pick.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily kill an archetype like the Tron piece would, but it does stop a lot of them. Like, it'll slow down the Ironworks deck. I don't think it'll completely kill it. It would choose them to adapt, like it would adapt to some of the versions that you've seen that make the tokens now that are out. And then Affinity, it would slow the deck down a little bit.
Yep.
But I don't think it would break those specific archetypes.
No, I don't think so.
Like, if I'm going to ban a card, I think that's a safe ban for two reasons. So I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I don't think they should ban cards unless they're completely oppressive.
Right.
A lot of the cards that I've seen them ban, I don't agree with. I really think they should unban some more cards.
Yes.
That's something I'd really like to see rather than banning. I'd like to see unbannings and then just kind of let the format settle for a while. If you need to reban the card, reban the card.
The big joke, especially online, is a Stormforge Mystic still being banned. That card...
Yep, everyone sees all these oppressive plays and they're like, but yet Stormforge Mystic is still banned.
Yeah. A turn 3 Batterskull. What good would that be against the Hollowed One player playing turn 1 4/4s, turn 2 5/5s?
Alright, so we have a Nature's Claim targeting the Spellbomb. And he's going to activate the Spellbomb. No black, though, so he doesn't get to draw the card.
But he still gets to exile the graveyard, which... Granted, it was on Ryan's terms, but it was still it's always a good thing to get rid of the Dredge player graveyard.
Yep.
Now, this is me because I really love the deck. I would love to see Splinter Twin and unbanned.
I feel like that's a safe unban. I mean, it'll shift the control because, I mean, if you're playing, it's blue-red control would come back.
Yep. And
just you'd be throwing in the Splinter Twins.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how that would shake things up with the control decks being so popular.
Yeah.
I know Star City a lot of times will do that where they'll play now decks versus decks that were powerful back then. Yeah, like I said, I'm all for unbanning cards.
Yeah. I
don't think you should unban everything.
No.
They tried that no ban modern, and it was just colorless Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Just wrecked everyone.
It
was colorless Eldrazi
yeah.
versus BBD.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. BBD had...
everybody's just like, well, Miracles did really good. No, BBD...
Brian Bronduin did well.
Yes.
And there was Eldrazi, Tron everywhere.
The guy is a phenomenal Magic player. That's what it comes down to.
Yes.
Alright, so we have...
Another Spellbomb.
You can draw the card this time.
And he draws the card.
Yep, so Julian pretty far ahead here. He's got the Fish, he's got the Phoenix.
Ryan won game 1, right? That's why we have these little counters to remind us.
Again, we are professionals.
Yes. Another card I wouldn't mind seeing unbanned would be Green Sun Zenith.
I've heard arguments about that. It's the fact that everyone would play not everyone, but like it would enable the combo decks to be better. Like it increases the clock on the Counters Company.
Yeah. That's fine, but that deck doesn't see a lot of play as it is anyways.
I mean, it's a fragile deck. It's a powerful deck, but it is fragile.
I know one argument was, it was like, well, you can have first turn Arbor Elf. What's the difference between, or Dryad Arbor rather? What's the difference between first turn Dryad Arbor or playing a Noble Hierarch first turn? There is absolutely no difference. They can both be bolted. They can both be killed. The only difference is the Noble Hierarch can tap for green.
Yep. All right, so we're going to game number 3 here.
Dryad Arbor can tap for green.
That was just too much for Ryan there, so Julian does take game number 2.
Yeah, getting rid of his graveyard a bunch of times and then just having threats out there was pretty good.
Neither player probably has ley lines. They're kind of using that secondary graveyard hate and the spell bombs.
We did see Julian has extirpates too.
Yes. I like extirpate a lot.
Better than the
Surgical's better in every way. But extirpate, I like the fact that it cannot be countered. How often though are you countering a surgical extraction?
Probably never.
If you have a dispel, maybe. But yeah, let's see what other card I think could be unbanned. I mean, Birthing Pod. Again, it shifts the archetypes. I don't think you would play the combos still. I think you would play different. Like, I think you'd play it more of a value deck. That's one thing I miss about Modern right now. There are no creature toolbox value decks.
Yeah.
Like Kiki Cord.
Yeah, Kiki
My
Cord fell out of
personal
favor.
favorite deck. It's just not existent. It's just not good.
It's just, yeah.
All of the removal, I mean, you're playing, like, the top decks in the format are playing Sweepers, which your deck is bad against. They're playing, like, 4 to 5 copies of them. And they're playing Paths, which is just, when you're playing a combo deck that sometimes plays one Kiki Jiki, then pathing your Kiki Jiki. Plus, Jeskai's good. Lightning Bolts are there. Like,
Yeah.
It's just not well positioned at all.
Well, plus, too, that your combo deck is about a turn 4 or 5 combo deck, while most of these combo decks nowadays are turn 3.
Yep. There is a deck that I really like, is the Jeskai Saheeli, or the Cobra Saheeli decks.
Oh, the Cobra Saheeli, yeah.
There's the Jeskai ones that play like a Jeskai control deck, but then they play the combo in it.
Felidar Guardian?
Yep. Plays Felidar Guardian, then it plays the Saheelis. Plays like Wall of Omens, Spreading Seas, things like that to get your value off of it, and it plays the combo. It's kind of like you're playing like a Splinter Twin deck, kind of.
Kind of a Jeskai.
And then, yeah, there's the Cobra one that can kill on like turn 3 pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But that's like the closest thing to like a toolbox deck, because it plays like the Eldritch Evolutions. There's that turn 1 Shriekhorn from Ryan here. It worked pretty good for him game 1. Just a matter of if Julian has that Nihil Spellbound.
Yep.
Ryan fighting a cold here. What's the play here? Faithless Looting? What's your call here? What's your call?
It would probably be Faithless Looting. Like you said.
Oh!
Yeah, I believe
The discard pup.
he would very much probably take out the
This guy
Burning
is
Inquiries in
so
this deck.
good on turn 1.
I
underestimated the power of him many, many times. So there he is, the Flame Blade Adept. 1 mana for a 1/2 with Menace. What is Menace, Brent? Tell us what Menace is.
Can only be blocked, or can't be blocked by one creature, can only be blocked by 2 or more.
Yep. Then whenever you cycle or discard a card, it gets +1/+0. So your Faithless Lootings become Mutagenic Growths.
Yep.
Your, what's that one that you discard 3 cards?
Goblin
4 cards?
Lore. Goblin Lore discards 3.
3. That's a giant growth.
But even the Burning Inquiries would still be a giant growth.
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely really, really good on turn 1.
Yes.
Especially turn 2 if you play as a Goblin Lore.
It's
Ryan got pretty good on the Dredge there. Did hit a Narcomoeba, and he got back that Prized Amalgam. That's the nice thing about Shriekhorn, too, is you can do it on your opponent's turn
Yeah.
to get your Amalgams back faster. So he has turn 2 Faithless Looting. Discarding the big fish. And kind of choosing it over here. This is what I always hated about the deck, is once you discard these cards, a lot of them are just gone.
Yeah.
Phoenix, however, really good in the graveyard.
Depends too if he has a
So right now it's a 3/2 on the Flame Blade.
Yep.
Second Faithless Looting here would be really good. Untapped.
Could also have a Tassiger,
Yep.
which would get rid of Flame-Bait Phoenix,
I'm
but
interested to see him binning the fish, though. I would almost take the... I guess the Tassiger is easier to cast, though.
right.
Yep. So you can cast the Tassiger, couldn't have cast the fish. So I guess that makes sense.
And a lot of these decks run 3 zombie fish and 1 Tassiger.
Yep.
And the reason is pretty much because of that. The 1 Tassiger is because it's easier to cast on turn 2
Yep.
than the zombie fish.
Yep. You would need multiple fetch lands.
Yep.
So here's the Dredge. Let's see what the Dredge is here. Did not hit anything of real value, I don't think, there. Hit a Conflagrate, though, in the last turn.
Does have a couple Faithless Losings, so if he has any Dredgers and a 3rd land, it'd be pretty good.
Yep, so he's a swing for 5 here. Not very profitable, though. He can swing for 2. I guess he can he can't conflagrate. I was gonna say the risk is conflagrating away the Tasigur here, but
right, yeah.
I didn't see why he did not block the. I guess he could have fetched second turn. He did not block the amalgam though.
Well, unless he has a conflagrate in the graveyard.
He does.
Oh, he does. Okay. Say if you had it in hand, you can kind of cast it for 3, but you need triple red, which Ryan does not have triple red.
No, so I guess there was the fear of that where he could have blocked and then played the conflagrate out of the graveyard. Casting the Stinkweed Imp for the Death Touch value.
Yep.
Stops that Tasigur. I like it.
Stops the Flameblade Adept too.
Yep.
You can just double block with an Archamoeba and that guy. You lose both, but Ryan would be okay with putting that Dredger in the graveyard.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you're snap blocking whatever comes across here. And the Julian could attack with both. I think you just let the Flameblade through then and just block the Tasigur.
Right.
Alright, so drawing with the Faithless Looting here. Phoenix is good. Bloodghast.
He cycles the Street Wraith.
So Hollow 1 is free now.
Also makes the Flameblade Adept at 4/4, or 4/2 rather. So he could bring back the Flamewake Phoenix.
Well, you could either way with the Tasigur.
I guess if you want to use the Tasker way too. Well, if he didn't have the Tasker, he could have done it.
I think you bring it back either way here, though.
I think so.
Oh yeah, I'm snap blocking that thing. Double block. Yeah, Dredge 5 in the graveyard.
2 Faithless Lootings.
Yeah. No, it just takes it. All right. Don't think he has a Dredger in the graveyard. Maybe, I think this might be a Life from the Loam here.
That's why Julian didn't bring back the Phoenix, because he had Spellbomb in hand.
That's fair. That's fair.
Getting rid of all of Ryan Scott's graveyard.
He can rebuild here, though. Just do a Cathartic Reunion.
Okay.
No Dredger, though, so you gotta kind of set it up here. Discard an Amalgam and a Bloodghast, I think.
Well, he did have the Stinkweed Imp, so you can dredge that at least.
Yep. 2, 3. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Get it.
But he did not hit another Dredger, so he's forced to just draw 2 more cards.
Do you announce his Narcomoeba triggers?
Yeah.
Okay.
They come back after the spell resolves.
Okay.
His 4 Narcomoebas out.
I mean, that's 5 damage in the air right here.
Yeah.
That's a 2-turn clock.
Oof. And as good as Flamewake Phoenix is, it has to attack each turn. You cannot... The only way to keep it on defense is to hardcast it after combat, and that is the only time it can be on defense. Blocking duty.
So next turn he does have the Scourge Devils coming out of the graveyard too.
Oh boy.
Which gives them all +1.
Yep.
So, I think he's dead next turn. I think it's swing for 3 here is probably free. Puts him down to 6, and the next turn you kill him.
Julian needs another...
Playing it safe here. 7 is the same as 6.
Needs another Spellbomb here.
Yep.
Okay, even then, I don't know.
Because he has Scourge Devils next turn is lethal.
Ooh, did draw the extra
Drew
pay.
an extra pay here.
He might just have to use it on the Scourge Devils, though.
Even then, I think he's still losing this fight, though. This is the Flamewake Phoenix. Like you said, though, cannot block. Next turn, you can put him down to 2. That Shriekhorn just doesn't do anything now.
Nope.
Kind of looking things over here. He has a Collective Brutality.
So you might want to
kill an
Archamoeba, yeah, and then probably Drain and Gain.
a pretty good draw, and he's got the extricate.
I think he's discarding it to the Collective Brutality.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Kills the Stinkweed.
Okay.
Guess that gets the Tassiger to attack.
Yep.
So 9-9 here. Yep.
I believe he's going to play Flamewake Phoenix from the graveyard and play the Zombie Fish. What's the name of that thing?
Gurmag Angler.
Gurmag Angler. Thank you.
Gurmaggio. Joe Gurmaggio.
Joe Gurmaggio Angelano.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the big fish, and brings back the Bloodghast. So we got ourselves a game here. I still think Ryan has it on his turn though, because the Phoenix has to attack here.
Yep.
And I think you can just Bloodghast does have haste though. Bloodghast is, I guess, the Amalgam's a free block on the Bloodghast.
Ooh.
So you, and how big is the? You discarded one card.
He discarded one card, I believe, so it'd be a 2/2.
I still think Ryan has this though. Nope, I think he. Nope, yeah, he does.
4, 6.
But
if
the
he blocks,
Scourge Devil attacks too.
Right. I think. Yeah. Ryan just blocks the Tassiger, takes 6, go down to 3, and then if he has the Scourge Devil, he can attack for 8 in the air.
Yep, I think that's exactly lethal here. So yeah, you block the Tassiger. Oh, he has a card in his hand too, it looks like.
I believe I saw you had a Lightning Axe in hand.
Well, that's even better here.
Yeah.
Alright, so now he gets a free block on the Bloodghast.
Yep.
Takes 5, goes to 4. If he doesn't block anything besides the Bloodghast. So yeah, it goes to 2. Oh, he didn't block anything.
Oh, wow.
Interesting, he did not block the Bloodghast. That seems free. I mean, I might be missing something. Yeah, this should be lethal here on his turn. So we're going to dredge, though. Yeah, I think. So I'm pretty sure it's 3 mana to flash that. Oh, well, that's even better.
Oh, boy.
And yeah, brings back the Devils. Pumps the team.
Yep.
So we'll pull up that Scourge Devils here so you guys can see what we're talking about. So inconsequently costs 5 for a 3/3. The Unearth is what you
never,
want.
yeah, you never cast.
When Scourge Devils enter the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn, and he has haste himself. So yeah, getting those 1/1 flyers, making them 2/1 flyers, attacking for 8, with the Bloodghast even for a little bit of overkill damage.
Just a little insurance.
Yep. So Ryan Scott takes this one in. Nope, other one. There we go. There we go. Ryan Scott taking it in 3.
Yep, Dredge just got out there a little bit faster than Hollow
That was
could.
a close game, though.
Well,
It was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
All 3 games were pretty close.
Did not play a single hollow one, as he's probably pointing out.
Oh, yeah.
There were hollow ones in my deck.
The namesake card.
Yes.
Yep, Julian looks like he had extra pates and he had 3 extra pates. Wow.
So he brought in lightning axes over there, nature's claims.
3 bombs.
Any graveyard hate, I'm interested to see here.
I don't know if Ryan actually played any graveyard hate. Well on him for beating the graveyard deck without graveyard hate.
Alright, so here we are back in the booth. Just hanging out, finishing up round 3 here. I don't think we're going to move any matches over for you guys here. That one took quite a while. So yeah, we'll be back here shortly for round number 4. Number quattro, as they say. And
as they say.
So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll be back here in probably about 10-15 minutes.
Toodles.
All right, guys. So here we are for round number 4. We see Ryan Scott with Dredge again versus Josh Anderson with Grixis Delver. I feel like I like the Dredge player in game 1.
Game 1, I think Dredge has the advantage, although Grixis does play Terminus, Lightning Bolts, as you can see in his hand, so though it's not really that good, Lightning Bolting a Bloodghast is usually not that good.
Or a Prized Amalgam.
Yeah. If you hear any voices in the back, we have our buddy Daniel Link with us.
Hi.
He is not a Magic player, but he's a good friend. Yet. He is yeet, as the kids would say.
Alright, so he's a turn 2 Pyromancer. That's going to be pretty good at gumming up the ground, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oof, but Cathartic Reunion, pretty good here. Hit another Dredger. Narcomoeba. Alright, there we go. Another Dredger. So Dredge 3 off the Dark Blast. That was pretty good.
He has at least one Prized Amalgam that he's going to bring back at the end of turn.
Alright, so he needs at least 2 spells here. He has a Peak or an Opt. I'm not sure what that is. It's an Opt. So you can Opt Lightning Bolt here. You can make 2 1/1s.
You could even Terminate in Lightning Bolt.
Yep.
Or Terminate and Opt. But definitely wants to get those 1/1 counters on board to...
The only really good Terminate target, though, is the Narcomoeba.
Yeah.
Which is kind of rough. But I think he's going to go with your line here. Yep. Correctly doing it on Ryan's turn here. Oof.
Nothing strange here when you play a Shock Land and say go.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
All right, we're gonna probably see some responses from Josh here.
Do you understand what's going on, Dan?
Nope.
Well, Josh just played an Opt. That lets him look at the top card of his library. He may put it on the bottom of his library and then draw a card.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good card. We're not mono red dinosaur experts like you are.
All right, so interesting here. He is bolting instead of terminating here. So see if he has another play with that untapped Blood Crypt. Yep. So you're gonna block the 3/3 and block the 2/2, 2/1. Yep. Don't think he had another play here, so I think that was a bluff, possibly?
You might want to keep it untapped if he drew something off the Opt.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
If he drew another Lightning Bolt or drew another Opt, he could have played that.
Yep. It's always rough. The removal is pretty bad against these creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Casting the Life from the Loan, setting up that Conflagrate next turn.
Now, whatever Ryan's got cast, it gives creature -1/-1 till end of turn.
Yes.
And it has a Dredge.
Yep, Dredge 3
Yep.
for 1 black. Thought Scour. Turn too late. If you had drawn that Thought Scour last turn. Does have a Gurmag Angler, it looks like, though.
Good at coming up the ground, but all of Scott's creatures can just come right back one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Everything that he can block, he can just return. But you gotta play what you got here. So he kept a Tassiger, a Young Pyromancer, and a Snapcaster Mage. Nope, he almost drew.
That's not what that deck does. It doesn't draw cards.
Yep. All the attacks feel free here. Blocks 3, takes 5. Goes to 10. I definitely don't like Grixis Delver in this game, but pre-sideboard matchup.
Pre-sideboard, no. I think Dredge is heavily favored.
Switching his lands around here. He'll cast a Life from the Loam. Nope, a Golgari Thug on defense. There's a pop quiz for you, Brent.
Oh boy.
What is the text on Golgari Thug? That's not Dredge 4.
It's not Dredge 4. When it dies, you can put a creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Alright, let's check the answer here. Spelled that wrong. Golgari Thug. Oh, I think you're right. When Golgari Thug dies, put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Oh, did I not say target?
I'll give you a B+.
Alright. Sorry I didn't say the Oracle text.
So definitely not a lot of like good targets to put on top of the graveyard here. Typically you'd want to put like, I guess you'd put like a Bloodghast on top, wouldn't be terrible.
Put Narcomoeba on top.
Ooh, that seems pretty good. That seems good. I like that. Always thinking, Brent.
Yep, that's what I do. So I can pay the big bucks.
You're a scholar among men.
I'm a man among fish.
What? Mike, that one's for you. I like the island selection of Josh here. The Beta Islands.
Playing cards from 1993.
No, it's Delver, Lightning Bolt, and Terminate.
All seem pretty terrible against Dredge.
Yes. He's had the Delver for a while. But I guess Ryan has the Dark Blast, so you can never actually get it to flip.
Yeah.
Yep, so puts the card back on top of the library. I believe you did put the Narcomoeba back, like you called. Plays the Delvers. Now he can just dredge the Dark Blast if he wants here.
Yep.
It'll put the Narcomoeba into play, which will trigger the Prized Amalgam, and then he can Dark Blast. Oh, he goes and gets the Thug, so...
I believe he already had the Dark Blast in hand.
Oh, well, that's fair enough then. You may be correct. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Well, I'm a man among fish.
I'm interested in what circles you hang around with.
A lot of fish. A lot of fish.
Schools of fish.
Oh. One can
Yep,
say
there's
I
the
got
Dark Blast.
schooled.
There's the Dark Blast. So now he's got a swing for 5 here, puts him down to 4. No Conflagrate yet, though. Ooh.
Well, they have haste,
They
too.
have haste, he's below 10. So 7 puts him to 2. Alright, so puts him to 5, goes to 4. Terminating a Bloodghast does not feel very good.
No. Terminate pretty much just 2 mana instant, gain 2 life.
Yeah. So you can hardcast that Thug, yep. See if he remembers the trigger for the Prized Amalgam here at the end of turn. He did not set it off to the side. So Loam here, yep. Turning 3 lands. There we go. It's kind of inconsequential at this point, but interested to see if he did remember the trigger.
Yeah.
Yep, and he does. right, so nope, that's not gonna do it.
No.
I don't know what draw he was hoping for there, but a Delver was not.
Delver was not it. No.
All right, so we're gonna go to game number 2 here.
Did you ever hear that guy on the internet that like captioned video?
All right, so how do you like this post sideboard, Brent?
Depending on how much graveyard hate Grixis Delver has.
I mean,
Or-
typically they play some number of Nihil spell bombs
Yeah.
and like surgical extractions.
Makes me wonder if he's playing any of the Anger of the Gods, which is also pretty good against the Delver deck.
I feel like he should be playing at least one copy.
Yeah. But again, it could have fallen out of favor because a lot of the graveyard decks nowadays are like the Hollow One deck, where your Hollow One's a 4/4, the Gurmag Anglers are 5/5s.
I mean, Anger's pretty good against humans, though.
That's true.
So I feel like they'd probably be playing it against humans.
Do you see a couple Surgicals?
Double red is kind of tough, though.
Right. That's why they've kind of gotten away from it for a bit, at least.
Especially if you're trying to play like Cryptic Command
Yeah.
with your Anger of the Gods.
Right.
That's one deck that I always found interesting, was the Jeskai control with Kiki Jiki. It
Yeah.
would play Cryptic Command and Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker.
Yep.
It's got triple blue, triple red. And then it plays like Wrath of Gods and like Supreme Verdicts.
You need double white as well.
Yeah.
Kind of taxing on the mana base.
Alright, so let's see what kind of graveyard hate he has here. It's also interesting when he plays the graveyard hate.
Right.
Because like usually it's going to be in the form of a spell bomb, so you have to know like, do you blow it early? Do you wait? Like when do you do that?
Yeah, do you want to play it turn 1 so that Ryan knows, or do you want to sandbag it until you're going to play it and crack it?
So all the cards in his hand are cards he wants in his graveyard so far. Oh, and a mulligan.
Ryan, I believe, had lands and spells, but I didn't see any graveyard hate, so I think he's just going to dig until he finds
Josh,
some...
me.
Or Josh, rather, yeah.
I do see a Nature's Claim. Oh, he mulliganed here. It was a Nature's Claim in Ryan's hand too.
Okay. Now, Ryan, I didn't take a good look at his hand, but if he had a bunch of Delvers but no way to discard them, it's not really a hand you'd want to keep.
Dredgers, I think you mean.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
The guy's playing Delver though, so I was kind of confused. But I understood what you meant.
Dredgers, yes.
I was like, why would you want a lot of Delvers? Oh, Dredgers.
Dredgers. Ryan wants Dredgers.
Josh wants Delvers.
Josh doesn't even really want Delver. Well, he does want to turn 1 Delver.
He wants
Hopefully-
Delvers and cards that delve.
Correct. I do see an
So
extra bait.
technically he wants Delvers.
Yes.
Surgical.
Can you
And-
look at your top card?
When you mulligan, it's a new rule. When you mulligan down past your first 7 cards, you can, if you keep that hand, you can look at the top card of your library and choose to keep it or put it on the bottom of your library.
Alright, so Josh kept is a Surgical and a Snapcaster. And 2 lands. 2 Snapcasters. So you can hit 2 cards here
Yeah.
by turn 2. So, I mean, I'm hitting like prized amalgams all day.
Yeah, I think any dredger that's been right now, he just wants to get rid
Oh,
of.
is there a... I would hit this Bloodghast too. How do you feel about that? Are you hitting the Bloodghast?
I think so.
I'm hitting Bloodghast and I'm hitting amalgams because those are the recurring ones.
Yep. Ryan, not really with the best hand. 2 Cathartic Reunions with no dredgers. A little off-putting.
He didn't ult a 5 though.
I mean, you take what you get.
Yeah. And that is all of them, unless he finds another one, then he's probably in trouble.
Yes. Took him from under his sleeve or something.
That did happen to a friend of mine once at a tournament. When the card Cranial Extraction was printed. I was at a vintage tournament, and they cranial extracted the guy naming Lightning Bolt. And they found 5 Lightning Bolts in his deck.
Well then.
He was not very happy with his friend. They were moving cards around in decks, and they weren't sure what they took out, and they put another
They
Lightning
just
Bolt
could put a
in.
lightning bolt in. Uh-oh.
That was in the top 8, too.
Oh, very nice.
So he had been playing like that all day, and wondered probably why he drew so many Lightning Bolts.
Wonder why lightning bolt was so good in his deck.
Alright, checking for those miracle cards. Oh, and he drew the Amalgam.
Well, it's a good discard for the
Yeah,
Thardic.
but now he's got the Snapcaster.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Snapcaster, yep. Snapcaster Surgical here, and it's pretty much lights out. Oof. Yeah, end step, it's going to be Snap. Yep, here we go. Snapcaster. Target Surgical, Exile, Prized Amalgams. And then now he's got Narcomoebas, Golgari Thugs, and Stinkweed Imps.
Yeah, all of his free value creatures are now exiled.
Yep. And now Josh can play the kind of game he wants to play.
Yeah.
His removal is actually relevant now. Because nothing can come back. Well, I guess the Dredgers can technically come back.
Yeah.
At a price, though.
Yeah. Actually use the dredgers the way they were intended
Yes.
to be played.
That's got to feel good, though, to see one in the hand.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I was thinking we only had 3-2.
Ryan could have sideboarded one out, but
I feel like you probably wouldn't sideboard that card out.
no.
All right, so now Josh just needs a way to win the game here.
Yep. Well, I drew a young pyromancer, and that definitely can put a clock on
Still
board.
only on 2 lands, though. Like, he really wanted that 3rd land here so he could play a spell at the end step.
Yeah.
Get the token. Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's anything you can play really that matters. Drew the Delver here. Didn't really have an efficient play with it, though. I think I just fire off the Thought Scour here and hope.
Yeah.
I'd probably play it main phase. I think that's what he's trying to decide right here.
Try to get his land drop for the turn.
Yep, I think it's worth it. Nothing else you could draw Tassiger or Grimog Angler.
Right.
Nope, and he decides to play it safe here. He's pretty far ahead, so I think it was free to do. There's also merit to just like jamming a naked Snapcaster.
Yeah. Just get your beats on.
Yep. Or you can just, looking for a bolt here. It's a trigger, yep. I always like when players bring their own tokens.
Yes, that's nice.
With another Surgical. So now you can hit like the Narcomoebas here. He has another Snapcaster in his hand. I'm just firing off Snapcaster, Surgical, target Narcomoeba.
Yeah. Just get rid of even more threats.
Yep.
Could take two
I also like
cards.
to play my control decks like aggressively though.
He does, like I said, he has the Snapcaster, so he could get rid of 2 threats, but there's nothing
You
else
could also like
really in the
force the
graveyard.
attack here. So attack with everything.
Yep.
He's gonna block, probably trade here. Yep. And now you can Surgical out the
Stinkweed
Stinkweed
up.
Imps.
Yep.
I think that's probably a better line. Don't let him dredge. Oh, let him dredge. Sorry about that, guys. So surgical on life from the loam.
Okay.
Interesting. I guess his removal's at a premium against the stinkweeds, though.
Yeah.
And I guess Conflagrate's a way he could kill him, so he's kind of worried about maybe refilling the hand with Conflagrate.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, there's the bolt. That's a good draw. Josh has done 9 damage to himself.
It's pretty crazy when he has 2 lands in play.
Yeah. He does not have another Young Pyromancer, sir. Bolt. Trigger. Swings. For 6. Puts him down to 5.
Josh has an opt-in hand, so again, he can look for another land, or he can just say go, which I think he just said go.
Yep, and he gets to make another token here.
Yep.
Come on, sir. You only brought 2 elemental tokens? Come on. There you go.
Well,
those are some nice elemental tokens, though, so they're probably kind of pricey.
Probably.
Not a very optimistic Young Pyromancer player.
Abrupt Decay on the Young Pyromancer, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to opt in response here. Get another token. I feel like you're just looking for lands. Oh, Bolt's good. Bolt's good, though. Bolt closes out the game here. It's just attack. You're going to block the 2, take 4, Bolt you dead.
He drew his second bolt as well.
Yeah, well, he only has 1 red, though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty... I guess bolting the blocker works, too. Yep. It all gets there.
Either way, the writing was on the wall.
Alright, so we're going to go to game 3 here. This one is for, as they say, all of the marbles, Brent.
At least half the marbles. There's only an F&M, so it's only a handful of marbles around here. Yeah, so we can see with the graveyard plan, or graveyard hate plan, Josh just kind of ruined all of Ryan's plans.
Now, you know what card I wish people played? It's always been one of my favorites. It's the card Ground Seal. That would stop these shenanigans. Do you know what Ground Seal does?
It's a 2-mana, 1 and green enchantment that says sacrifice, destroy an artifact or enchantment.
No, that is not the card.
Wow, I don't know what Ground Seal
I
does.
was going to say, that was totally not the card at all. You're thinking Seal of Primordium, sir.
Oh, okay, my bad. That's why I was wondering what kind of weird card you're talking about.
Ground Seal enters the battlefield, draw a card. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that would stop the... So that would stop the... I mean, it's probably bad, but it would stop the surgicals.
It would stop the surgical. I think it's such a niche card.
No, it is. It is.
Because a lot of the graveyard hate gets rid of...
I've always liked.
Sure. Most graveyard hate just kind of targets the whole... Doesn't target the graveyard, just gets rid of the whole graveyard in general.
Alright, so let's see how much graveyard interaction here that Josh has. He has the Surgical and Snapcaster again here.
Well, that was a combo last time.
So, I mean, yeah, hitting the Bloodghast and then hitting the Amalgams is... I mean, that's like the backbone of the deck.
Right. Those are your big power creatures, basically, in this deck.
Yep. And I think he was able to keep 7 this hand, too. He also has an Abrade. Basically just going to be a removal spell in this deck, but... You could hit like a Shriekhorn or something like that.
If really wanted to, I think so.
Alright, so what do we got here? Life from the Loam. Just trying to get that Dredger in the graveyard.
I wonder if Josh is going to exile it again. It looks like he is.
Interesting. Now, if you have to choose one of those 2 creatures to exile, what are you choosing? Prized Amalgam or Bloodghast?
Probably Prized Amalgam.
I would agree.
It's a bigger beater, and even without
like even if you didn't have Bloodghast in play, it would still easy to bring back with like Narcomoebas.
So, for those of you who do not know what card we're talking about here, Surgical Extraction costs a Phyrexian black. So, kind of the Phyrexian cards, they've kind of admitted the fact that they were kind of a mistake.
Yeah, they were a big mistake.
So, it's a free spell most of the
Essentially.
time. That's why you're allowed to play it. Like, a lot of decks play it, like blue-white decks will play it. They have no way to make black mana. Choose target card in a graveyard other than a basic land. Search its opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of that card, and then exile them. Then that player shuffles their library. So, you're going to be looking through all of those cards. You're going to be trying to take out a lot of the best cards.
It's interesting too that it's the way that it's worded. So it can also take fetch lands. It can also take Tron lands.
Yep.
Anything besides a basic land.
So a lot of times, like the Blue-White Miracles decks, they'll play the 4 Field of Ruin. So then they'll play the Surgical, so they can just get like a Urza's Tower and Urza's Mine, kind of the incidental Tron land, and just shut them off.
Yep.
Does not take the ones in play, though.
Correct.
So if they've already had them in play, you kind of just gotta,
Gotta try to destroy the one that's not in play.
But I feel like if your Tron opponent has multiple copies in play, you've probably lost.
Yes. Probably have already lost.
Terminating the Amalgam. Now you can Snapcaster Surgical to another snap. Alright. So, Cathartic Reunion, discarding 2 cards. Draws and dredges. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now he's got the choice here. So now he can choose. So we'll see what he chooses here.
Oofda. Yeah, he can choose between...
So now he's got to respond here right now. I was right now he played his land out. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess the Bloodghast technically triggers.
Yep, he can choose to get rid of the Bloodghast now.
Yep.
Or he can choose to get exiled and Amalgam again, but it looks like he is going to choose the Bloodghast.
Alright. So he thinks differently than you here. Going with the Bloodghast.
I mean, it's all situational, because now, like, Bloodghast in the graveyard, or rather the Amalgams are in the graveyard, but he doesn't have a way to cast them.
Yep.
While...
I guess this line makes more sense for the fact that now no creatures are entering the battlefield.
Correct.
So I guess that makes sense to me. Because that way he would exile the Amalgams, which they wouldn't come back, but he'd have 2 Bloodghasts in the play. So I guess this makes more sense.
Yeah, this way he doesn't have anything in play. The other play makes it so he'd have 2 Bloodghasts.
Yep, and it makes it so he has to hit a Narcomoeba on a Dredge to get the Amalgams into play.
Correct. A lot of Dredge lists used to play, I can't remember the name, but it was, you could, if you paid a black and a colorless when it was in your graveyard, you can put it into play. After discard, you discard 2 cards, put it into play, and you also get a 1/1 spirit.
The Dredge decks, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say, Delver?
You said Delver decks, and I'm
Why?
like,
Because they both start with D, man.
Haunted Dead.
Haunted Dead, thank you.
Yeah.
So Dredge decks used to play that as just another way to bring creatures out of the graveyard to bring back prized Amalgams. I don't know if Ryan is playing them, but I know they used to play them.
I think he's playing the Scourge Devils in that spot.
That's right.
There's not a lot of flex spots.
You're right.
I feel like in these decks.
I think it was in place of Scourge Devils. So
that's why you play 61, and you could play both. So he does hit 2 Narcomoebas here.
Holy smokes.
And a Conflagrate. So that was a pretty good Dredge. Cast old Stinky here. Alright, so now, it's a little rough. That was a pretty good Dredge.
yeah.
You can kind of see it on their faces. They both kind of realized that was pretty solid. And I think you're just jamming a Snapcaster here. Nope, we're going to braid the Stinkweed in. Alright. I guess that seems like a good play, because the next turn you can go through Snapcaster or Braid. I feel like he wants the Stinkweed Imp in his graveyard, though.
I don't know if he had much... Oh, he did have a Thug in the graveyard, so...
Another Narcomoeba. So Dredge doing what Dredge does. Attacks for 8 here. So you have a snap, a braid.
Probably on an amalgam.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to double block the other amalgam.
I feel like that's bad.
I'd say if you're going to block with one, I would block with both.
Doesn't that just kill both of them?
Yeah, but then you get rid of the amalgam. Because if you only
I guess he
block
only
with
has one
one,
Archimedes left.
right?
So.
If he blocks with one, he still has his guy, but now the Ryan still has
I guess
the
that's
prize
true.
amalgam
Yep.
out. Yeah, I think he wanted to double block there.
Does have another Snapcaster though, but no real good targets.
Not really.
So I'll see if he has Anger of the Gods in the deck here though. No, so Opt. Opt is a card.
It isn't. It is a card. It's a good Snapcaster target.
I feel like if he has Anger in the deck, that's what you're digging for right now.
Yep.
No, you're an island. Kind of flooded here a bit. I think the Dredge player might have turned the corner here.
Definitely.
He does have a Conflagrate in the yard too, so.
It's kind of another reason why I think double blocking last turn would be good, because that Conflagrate could just kill the last Snapcaster.
Yep. Yeah, so attack for 5, 7. You have a Snapcaster Opt or a Snapcaster Terminate. So here's it was going to be Snap Terminate. Kills the Amalgam. I guess I have to go after a flyer here because it's incidental damage next turn. There's the double block. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it should have probably been last turn. Takes 3, goes to 7. Anger's still an out here. If it's in his deck, like I said, we don't know if it's in his deck or not. But
Hope Josh remembers that the Terminate is supposed to be exiled.
yeah,
Put it back in his graveyard, but
I don't think it's gonna matter.
no.
And if it does, we'll let him know. But young peasy.
Not really going to do much. 2 lands in hand.
Dark Blast. It's a swing for 4 on the table. Did he mill a Scourge Devils? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Dark Blast seems like a pretty good one. Alright, we're still on the Anger or Bust plan.
Yep.
I feel like the Grixis Delver decks don't play Angers, though. If I'm thinking correctly.
I'm thinking of about a year ago they did. But a lot can change in a year.
Just because it seems like it would kill all of your own creatures.
Right.
Conflagrate for, let's see, he has 2 cards in hand? 3 cards. You could Conflagrate him and kill him right here. Alright. Yeah, the fist bump. The fist bump. Yep. So
Yep.
Ryan Scott.
Ryan got it in 3.
So Ryan Scott takes it in 3 here. Alright, guys. So, we have, there's Dan in the background. He's just hanging out. He came down and joined us, which you guys should be doing. Bought a couple cards for a deck. So, yeah, it's a really good crowd. We had a really good time tonight. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching. What was your highlight of the night, Brent?
Pizza.
My highlight of the night, I mean, it's going to sound bad, but was getting to see Travis on camera again. He did say...
poor Travis always loses on camera.
He did say next week that he will refuse to be on camera because he is like 0 for 4 so far. That was fun. I did enjoy watching the Harden Steel deck.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I liked watching Kyle's deck. It was fun just because it was something different.
It was something different, yeah.
The Dredge Hollow One matchup was a lot of fun. Just because
very close
I
games.
didn't know how it was going to go. So yeah, a lot of good times. But yeah, you guys definitely should come join us Friday nights at 5:30. Yeah, hope to see you guys then. Thanks for watching.